Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about the Denver Broncos. Big shout out to them for an incredible season. This team is one of the youngest in the league, yet they made the playoffs for the first time in ages. And with a rookie quarterback and playing in a tough division alongside Patrick Mahomes, they managed to win 10 games. Oh, and did I mention they've got $52 million in projected cap space? That's a lot of room to improve. Like I said, they're the third youngest team in football, and with just a few key pieces, they're poised to be even better. I saw an NFL executive tell Mike Sando of The Athletic that the Broncos are just a dynamic third-down runner away from being very good. And that's something we'll dive into in just a moment. But first, let's talk about something I'm really excited about. Bo Nix. Do you believe in Bo Nix? Because I do. I'm really pumped about what he's been doing. Now, we're past last week's tough loss to the Buffalo Bills, who might be headed for another AFC championship. But honestly, the Broncos' performance this season, offense, defense, special teams, has been outstanding. And a lot of that comes down to Bo Nix. Before we get into all of that, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss anything. For all your daily NFL content, we post tons of Broncos videos right here on the channel. And before we dive in, big thanks to our sponsor, BetUs. You can get a 200% sign-up bonus by visiting betus.com casino. Now, let's talk about Bo Nix. Wow, what a rookie season. He finished the year with 34 total touchdowns, 29 of which were passing. That's the third highest total for a rookie QB since 2000, according to True Media. The only guys ahead of him, Justin Herbert, who threw 36 in 2020, and Cam Newton, who had 35 in 2011. So, yeah, Bo Nix is in great company. To break it down, 29 passing touchdowns and just 12 interceptions. That's huge. His 29 touchdown passes are the second most for a rookie in NFL history. And Justin Herbert still holds the record with 31. But Bo Nix was just 2 shy of that. It's honestly wild. I could go on and on with stats. Trust me, there are plenty more to share. But what really stands out is when you watch him play. Bo Nix doesn't just look like a rookie, he looks like a seasoned pro. He's got that winner mentality, that work ethic, and it's obvious he's ready for the big stage. And with Sean Payton as his coach, the future looks even brighter. Through Week 5 and the end of the regular season, Bo Nix was ranked 5th in the entire NFL with 28 touchdown passes. Bo Nix also finished 8th in completion percentage as a rookie, with an impressive 68.3%. He was 7th in passer rating at 103.2 and tied for 11th in EPA per dropback. Unbelievable numbers for a first-year quarterback, right? But today, we're mainly focusing on the offense. If you're interested in a deep dive into the defense, let me know in the comments and I'll make a video on that in the next few days. By the way, the Broncos had the third-best scoring defense in the NFL, 63 total sacks, and the third-best rushing unit in the league. But let's be real. Offense wins championships in today's NFL. And I know some people don't like hearing that, but it's true. You need a strong offense, and right now, it looks like the Broncos have their quarterback in Bo Nix. So, what's next? What do they need to add? Maybe a tight end? Or a more proven wide receiver? Do they need to look at upgrading the running back position? Speaking of the running game, that's a really interesting area. Remember that anonymous NFL executive who said the Broncos are a dynamic 3-down runner away from being very good. If you watched the Broncos this season, you know that the running game wasn't always up to par. But with the right additions, this offense could take a huge step forward. And here's a stat I found really interesting, courtesy of Nick Kosar, a Broncos writer for The Athletic. You guys probably already know this, but Bo Nix ranked 26th out of 36 qualified quarterbacks this season in EPA per dropback when facing 5 or more rushers on third down. So, picture this. You're a defensive coordinator, and you've got a rookie QB on third down. What are you going to do? Blitz him, right? Put pressure on him and make him figure it out. Well, on third downs, Bo Nix ranked 31st in efficiency, which shows there's room for improvement under pressure. Now, I can already think of two key areas where the Broncos need to improve this offseason: the running back position and the tight end room. And before anyone takes that as a knock on the current players, let's be clear. I'm not disrespecting anyone here. We're going to talk about Javonte Williams in a minute, but I've got to say, Jaleel McLaughlin is really intriguing. He's quick, he makes plays, and he always seems to be in the right place at the right time. And let's not forget about Audric Esteem, the rookie out of Notre Dame. Go Irish! I totally almost forgot about Monday night's game, but now I'm pumped for it. When he's healthy, Audric has shown a lot of promise, and the Broncos have some good pieces in the running back room. But at the end of the day, they need a more proven, solidified player in that position to take the offense to the next level. Now, about that tight end position, I love Adam Troutman, but imagine if that position were upgraded. What if they had a bigger, more dynamic playmaker there? That could change the entire offensive dynamic. I don't know why, but TJ Hawkinson just popped into my mind as the kind of tight end who could easily pull off 100 catches in a season. You know, the kind of guy who's a quarterback's best friend. Now, let's talk about something that's been a big issue for the Broncos this season: the running game. And honestly, this is going to be one of the biggest areas of focus this offseason. Just look at guys like Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, and Josh Jacobs. A solid running back room is crucial, and I'm honestly surprised that whole "don't pay running backs" trend ever gained traction. This season proved that you still need a strong backfield. Javonte Williams led the team with just 8.2 rushing attempts per game. That's really low. In fact, no other team in the NFL had a top rusher averaging fewer carries. The Detroit Lions and Jacksonville Jaguars each had two running backs who averaged more than that. Even worse, the Baltimore Ravens and Philadelphia Eagles had a top running back and a quarterback who both surpassed Javonte's workload. Now, this isn't a knock on Javonte, he's talented, but the running back room was pretty inconsistent. One day it's Javonte, the next it's Audric, and by the end of the season they were leaning more towards Jaleel. It was all over the place, and it clearly hurt the offense. Another stat to think about: the Broncos ranked 27th in adjusted yards after contact per rush at just 3.11. Not great, right? The Broncos have only produced 4 rushes of over 25 yards from their running backs since the start of 2023. That's the fewest in the NFL by far, and honestly, it frustrates me. To make it worse, Denver hasn't had a 100-yard rusher in the last 2 years. How's that even possible? They clearly need to add a dynamic running back to this team. Now, looking at the big picture, my overall philosophy on this Broncos team is pretty clear. They had an outstanding draft and a great free agency period. Not many people expected the Broncos to finish 10-7, even though I had faith in Bo Nix as a quarterback. But the Broncos fans who know football and watched Bo Nix tape were right. And of course, we all trust in Sean Payton's coaching philosophy. This team is just a few key pieces away from a 12-5 record and a playoff win. With $52 million in cap space right now, there's a lot of room for improvement. And it's still only January 19th, so plenty of time to make moves. And remember, this is all with Russell Wilson still on the books. There's a lot of flexibility here. All right, I was trying to come up with a catchy sign-off, but clearly that didn't work. Anyway, that's it for the Broncos video today. I've been meaning to get this out because it's been a while since I've talked about the Broncos, especially after that tough loss. It was a great season overall, though, and I hope the sting of that loss is fading. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what positional group or free agent you've got your eye on. I know a lot of people are hoping for T. Higgins, so tell me who your go-to guy is if you were the Broncos GM. That's all for today. Peace.